Coming up on WEBN Sports, see how the Rays force Game 5 against the Astros.
And find out how Aaron Rodgers and the Packers fared against Dak Prescott and the Cowboys.
From Boston, this is WEBN News.
Hello everyone and welcome into WEBN Sports. I'm Sam DeCoste.
And I'm Katie Ree. We begin with tonight's top stories. The Astros and the Rays faced off in Game 4 of the ALDS last night in Tampa. Could the Astros advance to the ALCS or would the Rays force Game 5? To the highlights we go. The Tampa Bay Rays came up big last night, forcing Game 5 against the Houston Astros in the ALDS series after roughing up Houston's golden boy, Justin Verlander. The Rays used their home field advantage to take an early lead on the Astros with Tommy Pham scoring early in the bottom of the first with a line drive to left center. Travis d'Arnaud grounds that ball to left, bouncing past Alex Bregman, and that was costly for the Stros. Ji-Man Choi hustles home from second, adding another run to the board. Joey Wendell doubles deep to right field, bringing Avisail Garcia home and adding to the Rays' lead in just the first inning. And Justin Verlander could not catch a break. Top of the fourth, designated hitter Yordan Alvarez absolutely crushed that ball way out to dead of center field, and Jose Altuve is hustling home all the way from first, but Willy Adames shows off his rocket of an arm, and Altuve just isn't fast enough to outrun that laser of a throw. Speaking of Willy Adames, he showed off his versatility and his strength with that homer absolutely clobbered way out to center field for a 421-foot homer. And poor old Justin Verlander. The Rays carried that electric energy, as seen before, through the game, only allowing Houston a single run, final score 4-1. The series is now tied 2-2 as they head back to Houston for Game 5.
For more on the MLB Playoffs, let's bring in our MLB correspondent, Brenna Shelton. Brenna, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So what's your major takeaway from last night's game?
I really think it just came down to how the pitchers performed on the mound. I mean, Verlander had a short break in between him pitching 3 nights before and pitching the game last night. He allowed 3 runs and 4 off his 4 hits in the first inning, and I think that really set the pace. He seemed off. He didn't seem quite as good as he usually is. He's the golden boy of this team, and so I really think it just came down to his lack of performance, and I think Tampa Bay really showed themselves up on the mound. They put in 6 pitchers, and they all performed, holding the Houston Astros to only 1 run. So I think from a collaborative standpoint, the Rays really deserved that win.
Can the Rays really beat the Astros in Game 5?
I'm not too certain. I think it comes down more to the experience, and I think the Astros have been working really hard all season, have had a good run. I don't think this is going to stint them too much, but it could really go either way.
Moving on to the National League, the Dodgers and the Nationals are playing Game 5 of their own tonight. What are your thoughts on that game?
I think the Dodgers are going to take this game. They've been really dominant at home all season. I think that's really going to come in handy. I know it's usually not a big deal in baseball, but especially at Dodger Stadium, they have a 59-22 record, and I think that's really important. It really is going to get the momentum going. Yet the Nationals seem due for success. They still have momentum from that wild card game win and the most recent game where they absolutely crushed it. I think it's going to be another game on the mounds, and I think that's really important to note. But overall, I think the 2 pitchers are going to have to go head-to-head, and I think the Dodgers are going to pull away with it.
Definitely. And who do you think is the upper hand, just prematurely, right, as we're talking right now?
Yeah, I absolutely think it's still going to be the Dodgers.
Even on the road?
I don't know. I really like their performance. I think they were really great in the World Series last year, and I think that they have the experience and the caliber to be successful.
Definitely. Coming up on WEBN Sports, could the Colts get a big road win at Arrowhead?
And find out why it's the end of an era for the U.S. women's national soccer team. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to WEBN Sports.
The Packers and Cowboys came into Week 5 at 3-1. Which team would improve to 4-1? To Jerry's World we go for the highlights. Let's go to highlights. First quarter, 2nd and 10. Rodgers hands off to Jones inside, lays the stiff arm, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown to give Green Bay an early 7-0 lead. End of the first, 2nd and goal. Jones with another carry, keeps the legs turning, and he crosses the goal line for his 2nd touchdown of the game. He extends the lead to 14 after 1 quarter. Ensuing Cowboys drive, Dak Prescott on play action scans the field. He throws into triple coverage, and he's picked off by Chandon Sullivan. That's Dak Prescott's second interception of the game already. And the Packers would capitalize on offense. Next drive, 1st and goal. Jones cuts it outside, and he walks into the end zone. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game. But he wasn't done yet. Next Packers drive from the 1, give it to Jones again, and he scores his 4th touchdown of the game to make it 31-3 Green Bay. Mid-4th quarter, Packers up 34-17. Prescott fires it deep for Amari Cooper, and he hits him in stride. Cooper breaks a tackle, spins out of another, and he scores a 53-yard touchdown. Late in the game, Cowboys down 10. Brett Maher with a 33-yard field goal, and he hits it wide right. The Packers hold on to win.
In one of Week 5's most anticipated matchups, Jacoby Brissett and the Colts visited Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in Kansas City. Let's check out those highlights. The Chiefs notched the first points of the game with a dead-centered field goal by Harrison Butker early in the first quarter. And the Colts responded with a 30-yard rush by running back Marlon Mack. You see him running down the field there, just short of the touchdown, but Jacoby Brissett trotted in the end zone after a cheeky little fake for the first touchdown of the game. Score 7-3 Colts. And Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes scrambles around some more, and he's just desperate to find a target, but he makes up for it with a laser pass to Brian Pringle with less than a minute into the second quarter. And they're obviously fired up after that one. And Colts kicker Adam Vinatieri was on fire, drilling 2 beautiful back-to-back field goals, the first one for 32 yards and the second for 31. And the Colts successfully held off a rush by Damian Williams, stopping the Chiefs in their tracks. And it really was a game of the kickers on Sunday night with only 1 touchdown scored for each team. Adam Vinatieri went 4 for 4 for field goals and drills yet another field goal, this one for 30 yards to close out the game for the Colts.
The NBA regular season is yet to begin, but the league already finds themselves in some controversy. It comes after Rockets general manager Daryl Morey tweeted support for Hong Kong independence. Morey apologized, saying, "I did not intend my tweet to cause any offense to Rockets fans and friends of mine in China. I was merely voicing one thought based on one interpretation of one complicated event. I have had a lot of opportunities since that tweet to hear and consider other perspectives." NBA Commissioner Adam Silver responded to Morey's comments at a press conference.
The long-held values of the NBA are to support freedom of expression, and certainly freedom of expression by members of the NBA community. And in this case, Daryl Morey, as the general manager of the Houston Rockets, enjoys that right as one of our employees. What I also try to suggest is I understand that there are consequences from that exercise of, in essence, his freedom of speech.
As of today, several NBA events in China have been canceled. Adam Silver will travel to China in order to try and mend the relationship.
It is the end of an era for the U.S. women's national soccer team. Head coach Jill Ellis coached her final game with the team Sunday against South Korea. Ellis announced following the World Cup that she would be stepping down. Ellis took over the team in 2014 and led the squad through its most successful era in team history. Ellis is the only coach to win back-to-back Women's World Cups following the team's wins in 2015 and in 2019. Ellis is the winningest coach in team history, winning 106 games. Here's what she had to say following her final game.
I'm privileged to have done this job for so long and played so many games, and yeah, it's just been an honor. And numbers and all that kind of fade away. It becomes about, the players and the staff and the people and just the memories. So I've got a trunk full of memories from this for sure, and it's been fantastic.
The search for Ellis's replacement is ongoing. The search is led by former World Cup champion and current general manager Kate McGrath. WEBN Sports will be right back.
Welcome back to WEBN Sports. Quarterback Mason Rudolph suffered a concussion on Sunday, which left him unconscious for a few moments on Heinz Field. The incident sparked controversy over a broken medical cart. After the hit, medical staff drove the car onto the field, but it broke down and was then pushed to the sidelines by multiple people. Rudolph was supported off the field by his teammates and other team staff. The NFL released a statement saying that the medical staff determined a cart was not necessary to take Rudolph off the field.
The Cardinals almost saw the Bengals wipe away a 23-9 lead in the fourth quarter of Sunday's game. The Bengals scored 2 touchdowns in the final 7. But Cardinals rookie quarterback Kyler Murray was not ready to start October with no regular season wins. Murray led a 62-yard drive that ended with a game-winning field goal by kicker Zane Gonzalez on the final whistle.
Cincinnati is now ranked number 25 after upsetting UCF 27-24 on Friday, breaking the Knights' 19-game win streak. The game was played in front of a crowd of 40,000, which featured a record number of student tickets distributed for Bearcats home games. The win is the first win UC has earned against a ranked opponent in a decade. Cincinnati will play Houston on Saturday.
The number 10 Florida Gators remain undefeated as they upset the number 7 Auburn Tigers on Saturday by a score of 24-13. The defense led the way for the Gators as they held the Tigers quarterback Bo Nix to just 185 total yards, forcing 4 turnovers and 3 of them interceptions. Running back LaMichael Pirine paced the offense with 130 rushing yards over 14 carries, including an 88-yard touchdown run to put the Gators up 2 possessions in the fourth quarter. The Gators will have a bigger task ahead of them this coming Saturday as they take on the undefeated number 5 LSU Tigers.
The Boston Bruins are off to a strong start to the 2019-2020 season as they improved to 3-0 for the first time since 2001, following a 4-3 win over the Las Vegas Golden Knights on Tuesday. To make their start even more impressive, the Bruins have won all 3 contests while on the road. Left wing Brad Marchand is off to a strong start, leading the Bruins with 4 points and 3 goals, 2 of them coming Tuesday versus Las Vegas. The Bruins' goaltending has also been off to an amazing start, as Tuukka Rask and Yaroslav Halak have combined to allow just 4 goals in the first 3 games of the season, tied for second in the National Hockey League. Rask did come up with an unknown injury following the win in Las Vegas, but isn't expected to miss time. The Bruins' next game will be Thursday against the undefeated Colorado Avalanche in Colorado.
The Los Angeles Lakers blew out the former NBA champions 101-123. Although the Warriors are without key players this season, the Lakers came out and put their new addition, Anthony Davis, to the test. LeBron James was impressed with Davis's performance as he led the team in scoring with 22 points. James, who led the team in assists, fueled Davis's scoring opportunities, and if there's one takeaway from the Lakers' first preseason match, is that the chemistry between Davis and James is on point.
The Boston Celtics beat the Charlotte Hornets in their preseason home opener on October 6th with a final score of 107-106. It is clear head coach Brad Stevens has a better attitude in his locker room to begin the preseason. New additions such as Devontae Green, Tremont Waters, and Taco Fall, the Boston crowd was hyped this weekend. The revamped Boston Celtics, who reconstructed the majority of their roster, will be a competitive team in the 2019-2020 season.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. For more updates, check out our website, WEBN.TV, and follow us on Twitter at WEBN Sports. Have a good night.